there's one gnat in here, and this gnat has not left. It's been in here for like 6 episodes, and this guy's getting to know everybody, and we cannot get rid of him. He's right there. I cannot catch him. He's elusive.
I'm trying to learn, man.
He's elusive.
Let him learn something.
He's got that 99 speed on Madden. All right, you ready?
Yeah, let's do it.
All right, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And this is Shot 30 Podcast, and I am Shane Newbert. And sitting across from me is Rock Island Mayor candidate Thurgood Brooks. Thurgood, thank you so much for being here.
What's up? How you doing?
Dude, this is awesome, man. So many people have wanted you on the show, and it happened.
We're here, they got what they asked for.
So when is the election for your...
The election will be April 6, 2021.
Okay. And now, before we get started, we're going to talk about a million things about you. Okay. Because, you got a lot going on. You've got a lot going on.
Some might say that.
So, Shot 30 Podcast is available on Apple Podcasts, YouTube, Spotify, Stitcher, CastBox, all those things. Go ahead, look it up. You might like it, you might not. Hey, that's all I can say. But... Well, I want to start talking to you first about you as a person, and you growing up and all the things, because I went through all your stuff, and dude, first of all, you love football.
Yes.
Yeah,
yes.
You're a big football guy. Now you coach football right now, right?
I do. I coach at Rocky, and I also coach at Steamwheelers this past season.
Yeah, I saw that. You're the secondaries coach.
Yeah.
For the Steamwheelers, and they're playing still.
Well, we got one game in. So
and then they closed it.
We were 1-0 though.
Undefeated. That's all that matters. That's all that matters. And with all that going on, right as I went upstairs to bring you guys in here, you see that Cam Newton just tested positive?
I did see that. My brother's a Cam Newton fan. He's a Patriot fan, excuse me.
Oh, it kind of works the same way. People love Cam Newton, so they're going to be a fan of whatever team Cam Newton goes to. It's kind of like LeBron James.
It's a little similar.
People who were rooting for the Heat not so long ago are now big Lakers fans.
Awkward position for them,
Yeah, that's funny. So did you played college football?
I did.
For SIU?
I played. I walked on at SIU. I was on the team for 2 seasons, and then I transferred to William Penn in Oskaloosa, Iowa. And
Okay.
I played there for a season, and then I stopped playing football, and I transferred to Western, and I worked in the recruiting office, actually. So I got some different kind of football knowledge, so to speak.
That's awesome. So what made you want to run for mayor of Rock Island?
Besides the fact at this point, I feel like, and I believe that I'm the best person for the job. There's a lot going on here in Rock Island that has not and needs to be addressed. I'm 27 years old, and there's things going on. Stagnation. When you're stagnant, you're not moving forward, or you're actually moving backwards. And so, Rock Island, unfortunately, has been moving backwards, seem to speak, because we haven't been addressing things such as being more business friendly, giving opportunity to the talent we have that we grow at home, and bringing resources that are necessary for all citizens, and representing those citizens behind strong leadership. And so those are traits that I believe I can bring to the table.
You know what I think is it's a daunting task is anybody who's trying to do something in the face of the public right now. You're a brave man. I can tell you that, first of all, and there's so much in so many different ways, like so many things going on. So this is a huge leap for you. And and you're a young guy, but age doesn't mean anything when it comes to passion, and you just want to change some things. You want to change things for the better.
Definitely. And you kind of asked about myself a little bit. I'm young. I'm 27, like I said, but I've been doing this in this environment, so to speak, and for about 20 years at least. My dad was an alderman for 16 years in Rock Island. Most of 16 years were years when I was growing up, and so when you're a child, your brain is moving so fast, you're picking up things, right? And so most kids, parents are important, especially moms are important for daughters, fathers are important for sons. And so me having a dad that was around. There's things I picked up from him just by nature what he did on a daily basis.
Absolutely.
And so, in a nutshell, I'm saying outside of that and the work that I've done that you kind of alluded to in the community since I've been home and before I went to school, my experience is more in depth than people may seem because of my age.
Mm-hmm. And we had a woman who is running for state's attorney of Mercer County come on the show, and when it comes to politics, I'm not a very smart guy. I can be honest. Like I could tell you how many points, assists, and rebounds LeBron James had last night. I could tell you about stats for days. But when it comes to politics, I don't know. It's just something so hard on my brain because most people don't get to sit across from somebody like who's running for mayor and have a full conversation like I'm getting to with you. So it really changes my perspective on things because a lot of times people don't, they don't get to know the person that they're putting down on a ballot, and I think that this is a great thing for you to do too, is, let people talk to you, let people listen to you, and just see that you're a real person. The very first thing you said to me is, I like you already because you have Lamar Jackson jersey on. Like I didn't plan that. Dude, Lamar Jackson is a stud.
He is amazing. Shout out to Lamar Jackson. Shout out to Big Trust Gang. I'm a big Baltimore Ravens fan.
Yeah, hey, if I've been trying to get this guy who was on the Super Bowl winning team, he lives right down the road, to come on the podcast. His name was Sean Considine. He was a safety for the Ravens.
Yes, yeah. I know exactly what you're talking about.
I grew up with his sister-in-law.
I'm going to knock on his door.
We need to. We need to. But I do want to say, I know that so you're a Ravens fan, but do you know who you, really, really look like?
Give me it.
RG3. Dude,
I've heard that before.
You do look just like RG3.
I've heard that before. I'll disagree, but I've heard that before. I think I look like the future mayor of Rock Island.
Oh, I like that too. I like that too. I don't care if I look like RG3. I just want to have his rookie year skills. I don't want all the lingering injuries.
No, yeah.
That guy's his poor career, man.
It's crazy how that has happened, and but it worked out. He's a Raven now. That's best thing happened.
He's on the right team.
Yeah, he's on the winning team.
Man, I'm a huge Bears fan, and all I could say is, the Bears are 3-0. Like, we're just undefeated. Like, there's
who would have thought that? And that makes me so upset because I give all my Bear. I have a lot of Bear friends, and so they look at me like, "Yeah, you thought you would be," and I'm like, "Yeah, we're supposed to be 3-0. Who would have thought you guys would be 3-0 right now?" So shout out to you guys.
It's the ugliest 3-0 I've ever seen in my life. It is the ugliest.
Let's keep it rolling, I guess. We'll see what happens.
Now, so did you ever? Because I love football. I'm going to talk about football a lot, and I know that you love football. Now, did you ever play semi-pro football or anything like that?
No.
You never pursued anything like that afterwards?
No, honestly.
Were you good at football?
I don't know. I think I was okay.
But you're a better coach than you are a player?
I might be. They keep me around longer as a coach.
Oh, okay.
But and I got to higher heights as a coach.
There you go. But, I totally understand.
I never wanted to play even college football.
Yeah.
So how it happened, I walked on the team, and I just did it mainly because I was told I couldn't do it.
Oh, that's the way I do things, man. You get it in your head. And now you're 100%.
And I always loved football too, as well. So it was easy to try and do it. Mm-hmm. But once I got into college and at Division I level, it was just an experience that I won't ever want to take back.
And you were a track athlete too.
I was for one season.
Oh, okay.
One season, I
in your picture, you look fast.
I look pretty. I think I got away with it because I had two fast guys in my relay ahead of me, so they helped me out a lot. Okay. Shout out to Chris and Derek. They helped myself and the young freshman Brandon out. But that one season, I was anti-track all my life until my senior season in football. We were number 2 in the state. Mm-hmm. We got upset by Creek Monet, and our state title hopes of course were over. So I wanted to compete one more time for my high school because I loved competing for Rocky. Mm-hmm. And so I decided to do track, although I was anti-tracking. Look at God, I won a state championship.
Wow. Congrats. So now Is it Rocky where you coach now?
Yes.
Oh, that's awesome. So your footprints are all over there.
Yeah, and that wasn't planned either. That was just something that happened.
What coaching position do you have there?
I coach the secondary now.
Oh, just at Rocky, and so you do that there, and
I coach the secondary at Rocky, and I also call the defense for the JV at Rocky.
Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah.
So trying to move up with that too. Like, is there going to be any complications with you coaching and being a mayor? I don't know what being a mayor would entail, but can you balance both things? Would you?
I believe I can. The mayor's job not a full-time job by definition.
Yeah.
But all the you kind of see what I do, or all different organizations I've started and I found it with my peers and the work we do. That's all full-time work while I'm doing full-time work elsewhere at the King Center now. So I'm getting at is I've communicated with the head coach about how things operate and my team, and I believe we can do it.
Well,
it's important.
and when you become a team, and your team's with you too, they stand with you. That's the way everything works. And I just want to say real quick, Shot 30 Podcast is sponsored by Mrs. Newby's Cakes and Cookies. Visit Mrs. Newby's Cakes and Cookies on Facebook and Instagram today. Get your custom, beautiful cakes, cupcakes, cookies, delights. Order them today. She's taking Halloween orders and Thanksgiving orders. You want to put them in early. And then also, Shot 30 Podcast is sponsored by Conspiracy Kimonos. Get your custom-made gi for jiu-jitsu. Hey, he's taking orders right now. He just got his black belt in jiu-jitsu, and that's not an easy task. And go visit Conspiracy Kimonos on Facebook and Instagram today. Put your orders in for a custom-made gi. All right. Have you ever done jiu-jitsu?
I have not. I've seen it happen, and yeah.
So I was a big power lifter. Okay. And I went in, I was probably about 260. I was very, very lean. And I was competing top of the world during this time. I went in, and this buddy of mine, his name's Mark, he showed me a little bit about jiu-jitsu, and he showed me that I wasn't that it didn't matter how
some humble pie, huh? Yeah, it's always good.
I had two black eyes, and we were taking it at 25%. It was pretty wicked. It was wicked, and it was quick. Now, okay, so some of the problems in like Rock Island and in your area, in your mind, what are like some of the main points of focus that you really would plan to attack with being elected?
So people who may question my experience, even with those questions, which I don't think should be, which I think are illegitimate, so to speak, I understand that we need a plan. Mm-hmm. Any business, any organization, any government needs a plan of some sort before we can move forward. And if you check our website, our city website, not only is it not as user friendly as it could be or should be, in my opinion, the transparency and the lack of a plan in this decade. It's 2020. Our last strategic plan, was in 2010. Mm. That's what our website says. And so, think about how hard it is to run a city without a plan that is transparent and for the citizen where they can see it, when we can know about it. And so, I'm not saying that we don't have a plan, but what is the plan? There's a lot of things, even on 11th Street. My team is researching different projects, so to speak, and plans that were planned years ago, from Dankment plans, from the Longview plans to Chicago plans to 11th Street plans that were never followed through. Mm-hmm. And that's not necessarily leadership's fault right now, but in the day, where we're getting at is either we don't have a plan at one point, or when we do have a plan, we don't finish it. Uh-huh. And so what people find about me, I'm results oriented, and I like to get things done. Mm-hmm. And it's not my way or the highway, but at the end of the day, we're gonna do something. We're gonna get to work, and we're gonna get the job done.
Well, I saw that you made a point, and that it kind of frustrated me in a way to think about it, because you were talking about the storm that blew through, mm-hmm. and that Rock Island still hasn't been. There's areas that still haven't been cleaned up or touched at all.
Plenty of areas,
and it's so wild, because even in this small town that I live in, everybody was out helping everybody, trying to just clean up each other. And the fact that this is your city. This is like not yours, but this is all of your city. Rock Island is, and don't you want it to be beautiful? Don't you want it to be like, look, you walk down the streets, not avoiding potholes, not avoiding branches in the middle of that storm was wicked.
And I was gonna. It's funny because I was gonna ask you, did you have a storm? Because as we were driving up here, I was like, look how clean it is. Look how, and it's not. I don't believe it's solely the residents of Rock Island, and I'm not even gonna blame. I'm not gonna cast blame in one direction. What I get at is, we have piles of debris that our residents put on the side of the road, and that was August 10th.
Yeah, so. Absolutely. I totally understand. It. We had trucks. People without trucks. In a small town like this, we have a 24-hour burn pit, so everybody can take it out. But there was people just out there, just picking up stuff for other people and taking it out. And that's something that we lose focus on. Is, that those piles don't just create, making it look good. They're hazard.
It's a hazard. It's a hazard, especially in today's day and age when people are outside more because we can't go into and do normal things that we normally do because the restrictions we have, so to speak.
I'll tell you what, when that storm blew in, I was out in the backyard and I went, ooh, like it got real chilly real quick, and then just a table. Just straight down the middle of the road, just a table, and then a trampoline, and then I was sprinting over to our trampoline, and I had like 70 bungee cords attached to our fence, our pool. Like I was dumping like gallons of water, like just throwing them on top to try to keep everything down. Oh yeah, we were able to save it. Our trampoline got ripped to pieces, but we didn't. Some people had chairs that went through their house. Like, I saw one picture, and my buddy Rashad, he lives in Cedar Rapids. Oh my gosh! And he had a tree in his front yard, a massive tree, rip up the whole sidewalk. Like the entire block of sidewalk is up and lifted over.
Wow.
Yeah, it was bad. That was crazy.
That's massive.
Yeah, that wasn't good. It wasn't good. Now, okay, so with things moving forward, do you have like dates planned? I know that you've been doing a lot of stuff. You just were at like a bar or something, the Flame Bar.
We had our first pop-up event at Rooster's Bar and Grill last Saturday. Tomorrow, I'm gonna stop by the Fifth Ward Alderman currently now, Dylan Parker in Rock Island. He's having a position signing. I don't remember where it's at. It's on Facebook. But I'm gonna stop by there, and then I'll also be attending QC Empowerment Networks. They'll be at the farmers market. The farmers market in Davenport. I'll be by there.
Oh, the farmers market's still going?
Yeah,
I didn't know that was still going.
Yeah.
Now, okay, no, you would have. If you get elected, you would have to be probably one of the youngest ever to get elected. Correct?
Yes.
Yeah. Would you be the youngest?
I believe so. I don't want to quote. I believe I may be the youngest in Illinois, perhaps.
And does if you weren't to get elected, would you still try again the next term?
It's not necessarily about the mayoralship.
You just want to make a change.
It's about seeing a need and understanding that you can feel that need, and do that job. And I believe we're gonna win, but I'm not a politician. But that word and that role is so polarizing. I'm a community member who wants to do the work, and I believe the job of mayor, while it's a politician's job by title, that's the type of we give it. We need an individual like myself that can go in there that understands how government works. I studied it as a scholar, and I studied it in person. And so we need somebody that understands that and understands people, and that relates with all of Rock Island, and is willing to walk with all Rock Islanders throughout Rock Island to address the problems and concerns, and provide access to opportunity for Rock Islanders so we can grow our population where we should be.
Yeah. Okay. So now, also the thing too is when you're working with like young kids that you do with the coaching football and and older adults, you learn the quality of working with people in a different way, you
Definitely.
know, in a way where you have to take a responsibility role on them and a leadership role to them. And yeah, I mean, that's also a good quality that helps. Now, when did you have this idea that you wanted to run? Has this been something that's lingered in your brain, or is it something that
it's lingered? Let's just say for a while. It's lingered for a while. I studied history and political science officially in school, and upon coming back from school, I've been active in the community and understanding what's going on, what hasn't been happening, what has been happening, and what needs to be happening for that potentially. Not based off my needs, but because I do bingo and I communicate with people throughout the community from all ages, races, sex, all those. And so at the end of the day, a lot of the needs are similar, a lot of concerns are similar, and I believe that I'm not responsible, but I'll be irresponsible if I didn't take the traits and qualities that I have and the passion I have, the energy I have to address the needs of where I love the most.
Now, has COVID affected the way that you're able to get out, like have meeting with people and having get-togethers and stuff? Has that really affected, or are you just trying to make the best of it?
For the most part, try to make the best of it. We take our precautions. You see, we got the mask on today. So we provide masks, hand sanitizer. We social distance. All of our events we've had has been outside, purposefully, because that's what they say is the safest. And so we do our best, and we also allow people to stay in their cars when our events, and we'll come to them however comfortable. But social media also helps. Yeah.
Oh yeah. And I mean, you've been trucking away the best you can, but I did want to bring up a piece of social media. A picture of you was shared on a group. I think it was called 5'2" in heels.
Yes. Shout out to Michelle.
It's a great picture. It's a great picture. But I was just wondering.
Yes, you want to hear the story behind this, huh?
Yeah.
Okay, I got you. So I have a great team, a campaign team of 20 Rock Islanders, or not all Rock Islanders, but a team who they challenge me to be the best in every aspect, and that includes my dressing. So I've been dressing myself for 27 years now, and I think I did an okay job, but they just recommended that, we talked to somebody who was, who named Michelle.
Spice it up a little bit.
Give me a little
more.
spice. And she's awesome though. I appreciate it. It's been fun.
That's awesome. I went through her page. She's got, a lot of beautiful people on there, and she clearly knows what she's doing.
I learned that I could not dress when I have gotten so many compliments from people in this past 2 weeks about how I've been dressing, and those pictures only. So I told her that, thank you for helping me realize that I don't know how to dress.
That's it's good and bad, but that's awesome. Now, I know that you used to be, when you were in school, you used to be a huge advocate of the body paint. You were a big body paint guy, huh?
Yes.
You were like a makeup artist, but for your body.
You done your research, yes.
Yeah.
And so
you took passion in that.
The Corey Crazy was something that I took passion, like you said, and I took the responsibility to lead in. So I don't think it's a coincidence that our senior year, Corey Crazy's team helped energize that state championship run.
Yeah. Hey, you did your work, man. You were a full body guy. Like,
yes,
you didn't just do like, hey, we're just gonna put a little bit of here.
No, you're gonna do it right.
You committed.
Yeah, you gotta do it right. You gotta make sure you're all in for a team that's gonna be all in all night.
And that's good. I mean, I would assume you probably have retired the body paint. Like, you don't show up to your rallies and stuff.
I think about it sometimes. I think I'll put it under the clothes, but then I think those shirts are kind of expensive, so I don't want to.
Yeah, you don't want to wear that under the suit. No. It'll rub off.
Yeah, it's a little bit.
Yeah, man, that'd be so funny if you show up to just one
with my sign on it.
Yeah. That'd be awesome. Now, okay, so you said you have one tomorrow, a get together that you're doing.
Yeah. Well, we're just attending it, so we'll be having next Saturday. We'll be hosting a bake sale at the old Miss Bermani shop in Rock Island off of 11th Street and 7th Avenue. I don't know the exact address, but we'll have a flyer coming up here soon. a bake sale / petition signing. So I look forward to meeting more residents of Rock Island.
Awesome. Now, is that election is the same day as all the other elections, right? Is it on November 4th or
our election?
3rd?
Our election will be April 6th of next year.
Oh, that's the actual day you vote.
Definitely.
Oh, okay.
And I believe early voting starts in February.
I didn't know if that was the time where they switch out.
No. So the new or whoever wins the election, whether it's the incumbents or the new candidates, will be sworn in May. Of next year.
Oh, okay. That's what I read. Now, okay, my brain. I'm a big scatterbrain. I'll go all over the place. Now, so you'll be pushing through all over the winter season and stuff like that. And with your thoughts of like COVID, do you think that it's going to get worse or make things harder? Do you think that maybe we just kind of coast from here till we get out of this? How do you feel about it? Because it's a really touchy thing. It's really iffy. There's so many questions like COVID moving forward.
Oh yeah. It's about our football season with it.
Well, and you preparing more for the election. Like, I mean, you're weighing a lot of things during a very weird time.
Yeah, definitely. So even like door knocking, I was talking to my team is how do we do that if we do it? Mm-hmm. Because we want to respect everyone and understand it. So how we're going to go about that? COVID has definitely changed some things, even with football. So football's in the spring / winter now.
Oh, so they're not playing.
No, not right now. So our season will start. Our first game is in March, actually, and so our season starts in February.
It's like a little college football feel to it. Yeah.
So we'll be out there in the cold. I'll be layered up, and the kids will be playing football in the cold.
Wow, man! That we played my senior year of high school. It was a mud fest. You probably would have been. Well, you would have been a sophomore when I was a senior, and that was the year that it just rained every single week. It was so bad. I've got pictures of that senior. Your feet would just sink into the dirt. It would just sink.
And that was the first year Rocky got turf my sophomore year.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Wow, okay.
And it did rain a lot, actually.
Never mind.
Not
I'm
say
sorry.
that. It did rain a lot.
On that junk field.
You did rain a lot that year.
It was bad. Yeah, the first week is when it rained for like 5-6 days in a row, and so it just ruined the field right after that because then everybody went.
It did rain a lot that year. Wow. I remember that, yeah.
Yeah, I played for Anawan Weathersfield. Okay. And my very last football game, because I had all these hopes and admirations of playing college football, and I got a concussion, a real bad one. Ooh. In practice, just a freak thing. Like I was just taking a kick return, and we were just half pads, and I just put my head down and then just lost my memory. Wow. Lost my memory for 2 weeks. We made it 2 weeks into the playoffs, and I came back. First play of the game, I was a bruiser, so I always loved to duck my head whenever I had the ball, and blood started coming out of my nose, and I lost the memory again. Yeah, so then they told me I can't put the helmet back on. But then I did, because they told me I couldn't, so I went and played semi-pro football. Yeah, I had to go do that just to prove that I could. Yeah. So now you're a big workout guy, right?
Every day.
What do you do?
I'm a Olympic lifter, so similar to how football athletes you work out. So I kind of keep that regimen not as intense, but I like to stay in shape and it helps my mentals a lot too.
Yeah, it's a good stress reliever. Now, what did do you have?
Front squat, this is no joke. I for sure can do about 475.
Damn.
Today I wrap out my front squat. I front squat on Tuesdays. The most I will do, just because I'm not football anymore, I'll put about 385 on and do about 5-6 times.
Okay.
Something like that. My power clean. in my heyday, so to speak, when I was playing football, 305 was the most I've ever done.
Wow, man. Okay. I'm a big deadlift guy. I love deadlifts.
I like deadlift.
I love deadlifts. I don't like to deadlift out of the hex bar.
Okay.
You know, the
you like doing the barbell?
Yeah, oh yeah.
Me too.
I've got a bar in the garage here. I'll show you before we leave, but her name's Barbara. she's an Oki bar. She cost me $600. Ooh. 1,200 pound capacity. Oh, she's got so much flex. She's the most beautiful thing.
Ooh, I like deadlift too.
My wife makes me say that she's the second most important woman in my life.
I bet you do. You're a smart man.
Yeah, so I'll take it. It's okay. But I've had, and just tying you back with a lot of things. That's a great thing too, man. Discipline, and a person who says that they work out every day, like that takes a lot of commitment too. So just your work ethic alone, I can see that you have a lot of things going on. You've got football in 2 different places. You've got the campaign, you've got your own working out, you have to push your campaign 24/7, and then you're communicating with so many different people all the time. I mean, you have pesky people in your ear telling you to do a podcast.
Not quite,
but so your work ethic alone is already, you can see it, and you can see that you 100% care about the people that are around you. And if people didn't care about you and doing this moving forward, then you wouldn't have been here already. So you already have a great support system and a great team. So those are all great. I mean, these are every building block that you need for this. No, it's awesome. You have a lot of great people in your life, it seems like.
I'm very fortunate, and I'm big on team. That's why you talk about football. I correlate a lot of things with football because I played football for 15 years, 16 years of my life, right? And so getting back to my team, even things that we done when I first got back home from school, starting in 2016, the 50-40 shootout, which we commemorated the state championship team we had at Rocky. We do a shootout every year. Would have been year 5 this year. I had a great team help me with that. The Chasing Dream Big Youth Camp, a free basketball camp we do for kids. Free camp, like I said, we make the shirts in Vic's garage, wristbands. We give them breakfast, lunch, books. We teach them about mental health, teach them about being active in the citizenry in the community, teach them about financial health, teach them about a lot of different things that life related on top of basketball. I had to have a great team to help me get that off the ground. And also volunteers. We had over 100 volunteers every year to help make sure it ran smooth and the kids had the best impact. And so ultimately, I understand team, and perhaps one of my biggest qualities of being a leader, you mentioned being able to push, is be able to understand how people work together, be able to collaborate with those people, and be able to tap into all the networks throughout not only wherever it is in Rock Island, to get the best and the highest quality for what we need.
That's awesome. I mean, I love when people. A lot of people forget that there are a lot of people that struggle. There, $5 for an entry fee for something. For some people, that's
a lot.
That's a lot of money,
especially when you have more. And one thing, so Vic has been involved in a lot of things that we do. He's not the only one, but growing up, a basketball camp that we provided, so having an NBA player come back home, giving you like free shirts, everything we provided, that is a cost of some sort. And if you have 3 to 4 kids, it multiplies.
Absolutely.
Right? And so, what we did was we put the responsibility in our community. We tapped into small businesses and said, we got kids that need these services, and we got sponsors to provide what was needed, because it's our responsibility to educate and better the next generation so that we can see Rock Island be built together once again.
And a lot of people don't realize small, little, tiny moments, stuff like that, can change an entire kid's life and an entire kid's future.
Definitely.
I mean, I think about it all the time, just small little moments that made me, because I had a lot of things that could have turned me the wrong way a lot of times, but there's small moments like, just a kid at a baseball game, and a guy tosses you a ball or gives you a high five, a player on the field, that's
never forget it.
You never forget it. I had there was a a pitcher on the Cubs. His name was Mark Pryor, and the game got rained out, so they never played, but everybody was already at the stadium. And so everybody went to leave, and there was a line of like 30 kids standing there to get Mark Pryor's autograph. And I waited in line, and, my parents were like, it's time to go, it's time to go. And so it was raining, and I had this card in this protective case because I wanted his autograph so bad. And I took it out of the case, and it was finally my turn. I went to hand it to him, and I dropped it in the water. Ooh. Big puddle. And he looked at me and he went, sorry, kid. Wait up. And then he ran across the field, back into his dugout, grabbed 2 baseballs, autographed them both, and took a picture with me. And it was awesome.
You never forget.
Because it went from devastation. It went from devastation to a moment that I'll never forget. I mean, I would never forget the fact that I was an idiot and dropped the card. But there's been some cool moments too. And like I've got that football back there. I'll show you after. But I did the same thing when I was a kid. I got dropped off at the Rams training camp, and I stood in line to get Marshall Faulk's autograph for 3 hours.
Legend.
For 3 hours. And it was last day of camp. He had a table. He would sit at a table just like this. Him and Kurt Warner, the only two. They just sat at a table, and then you had to get in line. Everybody else would. And so I didn't get his autograph. And I went to leave, and I was like, I got nobody's autograph because I waited all day for Marshall Faulk. And this guy, his name was Ernie Conwell. He was a tight end for the Rams back then. He goes, hey, bud. He goes, you didn't get any autographs? I went, And he goes, let me just stay here for a second. He calls Isaac Bruce. He calls Torrey Holt. He calls Orlando Pace. They all signed the ball. It is completely Grant Winston.
Wow.
Yeah, everybody signed that ball. It was so awesome.
Wow.
And that correlates with like you too. So Ernie Conwell went on to be head of the Players Association for the NFL. And I know exactly why. Sitting here now today, I know exactly why. Because of little things like that.
I mean, that makes sense. It's the little things that make a big difference. Yeah, that's another thing you learn in football.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I mean, one inch can change the course of history. I mean, just look at
the Rams Titans.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy. And so... I want to say, visit Handmade by Haley on Facebook and Instagram today. Handmade by Haley, or not Instagram, just Facebook. She has a decorative sign shop. Handmade by Haley's coming out of Kewanee, Illinois, and she's making all kinds of your hocus pocus Halloween orders, anything that you want, and her stuff is absolutely beautiful. But you need to put your orders in early because she books up quick. Visit Handmade by Haley coming out of Kewanee on Facebook today. That's Haley. Oh, okay, so now back to you. Now, what did you major in college?
History history is my major. I'm minoring in political science. So, and actually, initially I started doing when I went to Southern. I thought I was gonna be a sports agent. I had plans to. I was gonna be the agent for Nico. Shout out to Nico. He was a running back for Rocky. He also played at Western. I had plans for him to go to the NFL. Him and Chasen would be my tickets to, I was going to be that big agent for them too, right? Yeah. So, once I studied sports management, and I minored in political science still, but then ultimately, I didn't ultimately, but I changed from sports management to history education and minored in political science. But when I got to William Penn, I decided to go to history because I had like an epiphany. And I realized that I had to do more than to be in the classroom, and not that the work that in the classroom is not important and important and done to be done, but my calling in life, while it was predicated toward the community and youth and families, it needed to be different. And so I focused on history and political science to learn the nuances of people, how things work, how government operates, and how things function, and how things should be for the greater good of everybody. Yeah,
that's awesome. Now, see, it's so crazy to me that like college and how much it costs.
Whew.
And I don't know how. I mean, because my parents weren't loaded in money. They didn't have, so I don't know why I'd never qualified for any of the what was the FAFSA type stuff?
Aid.
But through my wife's work now, I am going to college, and I'm going to college for free because of this program, and it is absolutely awesome. And I don't know why I'm doing it, but I'm just doing it to be a better me, I guess. Yeah. And it's crazy.
It's good.
Yeah. So
any kind of work you're doing to better yourself is important, and it should be. You should be proud of it.
It's just, but the thing for me, that's just, some people end up $100,000, $200,000 dollars in debt, and I just talked about this on another podcast, but isn't it crazy that, you have a doctor who could be saving someone's life every day, and then you have a number 6 wide receiver on the Bears who makes a minimum of $650,000. You have a doctor out there saving somebody's life every day, and they're gonna make $220,000.
It's kind of crazy.
It's
kind of crazy. I think you're working it.
You could be the best operation player in the world, and as long as you catch a football, you're gonna make a lot more money.
Best teacher, even.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I mean, it is a weird thing, a weird concept. But I mean, people pay so much money to watch and to be a part of sports.
Think how much money the taxpayer pays for stadiums.
Look how much money I bought on jerseys.
So we get what we want, I guess.
Yeah, absolutely. So now, are you doing things with the school itself now, other than so you have? Do you run your event through the school, or do you run it through the community?
It's a separate organization that I co-founded with some of my peers. It's called Tut Cities Entertainment. So we do the 50-40 shootout. We also do the Chasing Dream Big youth camp. Last year was our first year. We did a Travis Hearn flag football league that ran, I think, 7 weeks. I think it was. And then we also partnered with the NAACP. We did a Stay Woke Summit, I think 3 years. Would have been 4 this year. So really what we do with that organization, we try to promote and give opportunity to the talent we have here in the Quad Cities and Rock Island, in the space for them to present that talent. Mm-hmm. So it's more of a partnership, I guess. Isn't
it kind of wild too? Like we had an event that we ran on the podcast. It was called Thanks for Giving This Thanksgiving last year, where we just wanted to see if we could get a bunch of canned food and stuff to take Thanksgiving meals to people.
Yeah.
Well, it was unreal.
Wow.
It was unreal. In the first day, like, we had just mountains of canned food and mountains of paper plates and mountains of cups and drinks and all this stuff. And we took it out to Bethany and Humility of Mary. We took them out to those places. It was multiple truckloads that we had to take out. It was so crazy. So we're probably getting ramped up on that again here soon, because
that's awesome.
That was a really fun thing. Okay, my brain's going all over the place, but I want to know, do you have a favorite sports movie?
Sports movie? I think it's cliche, but I'm going to go with it. Remember the Titans.
I knew it. I love that movie. That movie's so great.
I mean, I thought about saying Glory. Glory Road, excuse me, I think it is. Or it was Glory. It's Glory.
And I think a lot of people need a little bit of Remember the Titans in their life right now in today's world. Yeah. I think a lot of people could benefit off watching that show and reading the message in between the lines.
Absolutely.
Yeah, man.
Especially today.
Yeah, today. Okay, so did you know that I forget his name in the movie, but he was Opie in that motorcycle show. What was that called? Oh God, what was it called? Sons of Anarchy.
Okay, what you talking about? Which character you talking about?
The defensive end, the white guy.
Gary Bertier.
Yes. So he's Opie in this Sons of Anarchy show, and I had no idea.
Really?
People started telling me that was him. I could not believe it. But I use this term because there's only one way for me to, because this is what he was, the really, really massive guy.
Yeah, you're talking about.
Yeah. Have you seen him
He's
now?
like this big now,
dude, and he is ripped. He is ripped. He looks so good.
He does.
Man,
does.
And he looks like about as manly of a man as he gets. A big old beard. He's ripped up. That type of weight loss and transformation. Whew.
You talk about discipline and dedication. That is.
Yeah, that guy. That's not 30 minutes a day. That's 24/7. Yeah, for a long time, because he was 400 some pounds.
Yeah, that's a lifestyle.
I mean, he's lucky he's still alive. That change probably kept him alive.
Really?
Yeah. Now, okay, so you have your site that everybody can go to.
Yes, our website is thurgoodrimayor.com. Our social media handles, you probably know better than me. I think it's Thurgood for RI Mayor. Yes. Okay.
Yeah, that's your Instagram one.
And I think that's all of them. I think they're all the same: Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook.
And then you have your personal page, but you also have your business, and they call it a business page. Yeah. Like Shot 30 has a business page too, but it's just like where it's all about your campaign.
Yes. That's where all that is. My personal page is just my name.
And that one's Thurgood for mayor.
My personal page is Thurgood Brooks.
No, the other one. Oh, Thurgood for mayor?
Yes.
Okay. Do you have any other things that you'd like to get out on here? Like, that you'd want to talk about? Anything else you want to touch base on?
Not quite. I mean, it's been awesome. I look forward to meeting and introduce myself to all the residents of Rock Island, and getting them to know who I am. Outside of outside of just social media, I'm the same person. I'm genuine about the work I do, and I love Rock Islanders, and I believe we are the best, and we deserve the best.
And I think, I know for a fact that when I used to work at East Moline Correctional Facility, and there are a lot of people from that area that I've met, and then I made friends all over the area throughout time, and then this podcast has made a bunch of friends, and I know a lot of people will share this, and a lot of your message will get across, and I think this is so great to have you here, and this was awesome.
No, definitely, I appreciate it.
All right, this is Shot 30 Podcast. I am Shay Newbert. That's Thurgood Brooks running for mayor of Rock Island. Go out and vote. Visit Shot 30 Podcast on Apple Podcasts, Stitcher, CastBox, all those things, and watch the videos on YouTube. Thank you so much, man, and hopefully we can have another day where you come on here and we're introducing you as mayor of Rock Island County, or Rock Island.
Definitely. Maybe I can come on right before the election.
Absolutely. We can totally do it. Or we can do like a live video of when they tell you. You ain't going to want to do that here.
We'll have a great time that day. I'm looking forward to that day.
Awesome. Thank you so much.
All right. Thank you.